Have you ever noticed how different life feels when you fall asleep with peace instead of worry? Nothing outside has changed yet, but something inside has. The room is the same. Tomorrow has not arrived. The unanswered questions are still waiting. Yet your heart feels lighter. Your breathing becomes slower. Hope quietly replaces fear. In that gentle space, something beautiful begins to happen. The world has not shifted yet, but you have. And whenever you truly change within, life eventually finds a way to reflect it. Many people believe the most important part of the day is the morning. They carefully plan their routines, set goals, and fill their minds with motivation. But there is another sacred moment that often goes unnoticed. It is the quiet moment before sleep, when the noise of the world fades away and the heart becomes wonderfully open. In those final moments, you are gently placing the last impression upon the deepest part of your being. That impression matters more than you may realize. It has long been understood that life faithfully reflects the beliefs we quietly accept within ourselves. During the day, the mind is busy, it questions, it analyzes, it compares. But before sleep, those defenses begin to soften. The imagination becomes more receptive, the heart becomes more willing to believe. The seeds planted in those peaceful moments often grow far beyond what the waking mind expects. This is why the feeling you carry into sleep becomes more important than the problems you carry through the day. Imagine ending every evening with the quiet certainty that everything is already moving in your favor. Imagine closing your eyes knowing that unseen opportunities are already finding you. Imagine falling asleep feeling loved instead of lonely, prosperous instead of lacking, chosen instead of forgotten. That feeling quietly becomes tomorrow's foundation. Most people spend the last few minutes before bed replaying conversations they wish had gone differently. They remember disappointments. They calculate bills. They worry about the future. Then they wonder why tomorrow feels so much like yesterday. The heart simply continues the story it heard before sleep. Tonight, choose a different story. Think about a gardener who carefully waters healthy plants while ignoring the weeds. The weeds may still exist, but they receive no attention. Over time, the flowers become stronger because they have received consistent nourishment. Your imagination works the same way. Whatever receives your emotional attention grows stronger. Feed peace, feed confidence, feed abundance. Lie in fear to grow hungry. You are not denying reality. You are choosing which reality deserves your energy. Perhaps you have been waiting for life to give you a reason to believe, yet life often waits for you to believe before revealing the reason. This is not blind optimism. It is quiet partnership with possibility. Imagine someone standing before a locked door. They knock gently, but no answer comes. After a few moments, they decide the door will never open, so they walk away. Unknown to them, someone was already approaching from the other side. How many opportunities have quietly been making their way toward you while you were deciding they would never arrive? Sometimes the greatest obstacle is not timing, it is assumption. The heart that quietly expects good things notices opportunities the fearful heart cannot even see. Now allow yourself to become completely still. Take a slow, peaceful breath. Feel your body relaxing into perfect comfort. Every muscle softens. Every concern gently drifts away. The room becomes wonderfully quiet. Your breathing slows naturally. There is nothing to fix, nothing to prove, nothing to force. Only peace, only this moment. Now imagine yourself walking beneath a sky painted with soft shades of gold and violet as evening settles across the horizon. The air feels fresh against your skin. Gentle wind carries the fragrance of blooming flowers. Birds sing their final songs before nightfall. A peaceful path stretches before you, lined with beautiful lanterns glowing with warm golden light. Each step feels effortless. Every breath fills you with calm certainty. Ahead, you notice magnificent gates slowly opening. Beyond them lies a breathtaking estate surrounded by ancient trees, crystal fountains, and endless gardens blooming with extraordinary beauty. As you walk through the gates, something remarkable happens. Nothing feels unfamiliar. Instead, everything feels like home. You stroll along elegant pathways bordered by roses, lavender, and vibrant flowers dancing gently in the evening breeze. The sound of flowing water creates perfect stillness. The atmosphere itself feels abundant. You reach a magnificent home bathed in warm light. Large windows glow peacefully. Soft music drifts through the open doors. You step inside. Every room reflects quiet elegance. Beautiful artwork fills the walls. Fresh flowers brighten every table. The scent of cedarwood and jasmine welcomes you. Everything feels peaceful. Nothing feels excessive. Luxury here carries no tension, only ease. You walk toward a large window overlooking mountains touched by moonlight. A luxurious car rests quietly outside. Beyond it stretches land filled with beauty and possibility. Then you notice someone standing beside the window. They slowly turn toward you. It is you, not the version shaped by fear, not the version limited by yesterday. The fullest expression of your true self. This version of you carries extraordinary peace. Their smile reflects complete confidence. Their eyes sparkle with gratitude. They are successful without arrogance, prosperous without anxiety, powerful without needing to prove anything. They greet you warmly, without speaking. They invite you to spend a day living through their eyes. You walk into an elegant office where your work inspires people across the world. Every conversation feels meaningful. Every opportunity arrives naturally. People appreciate your wisdom because it flows from authenticity. Your phone gently lights up. Wonderful news continues arriving, new partnerships, unexpected invitations, successful investments, financial blessings. Every message confirms what your heart already knew. Life has been opening doors all along. You travel to beautiful places that once existed only in your dreams. Peaceful beaches, majestic mountains, elegant cities filled with inspiration. Every experience expands your gratitude. Every blessing deepens your humility. You return home where your loved ones greet you with genuine joy. No one worries about tomorrow. There is more than enough. Love fills every room. Security surrounds every heart. As the evening arrives, you and your future self sit quietly upon a beautiful balcony beneath a sky filled with stars. Neither of you speaks. Words are no longer necessary. The silence says everything. You suddenly realize something beautiful. This future version has never been separate from you. It has always existed within your own imagination, waiting betudly, lovingly for your agreement. Your future self gently places a hand upon your shoulder. Instantly, every remaining doubt dissolves. You feel complete. You feel worthy. You feel abundant. You feel deeply loved. Your breathing becomes synchronized. Your heartbeat becomes one. Their certainty becomes your certainty. Their peace becomes your peace. Their abundance becomes your abundance. There is no longer any distance between who you are and who you are becoming. There is only you, whole, free, prosperous, at peace. Remain here for a few quiet moments. Allow this feeling to settle deeply into every part of your being. Notice how natural it feels. Notice how effortless it feels. This is not pretending. It is remembering. As this peaceful awareness fills your heart, understand that the greatest gift you can carry into sleep is not another wish. It is a feeling. A feeling that quietly says, everything is already unfolding. That feeling asks for no evidence. It demands no explanation. It simply rests. And because it rests, it receives. Tomorrow may still bring challenges, but you will meet them differently because you have become different. You will notice opportunities hidden inside ordinary moments. You will hear ideas that once passed unnoticed. You will carry yourself with a calm confidence that naturally attracts trust, respect, and unexpected favor. The world often calls these fortunate coincidences, but your heart will quietly know something deeper. Doors do not always open because you pushed harder. Sometimes they open because, the night before, you finally fell asleep, believing they already would. And once you begin living with this quiet expectation, something subtle begins changing that few people ever notice. It is not only the opportunities around you that become different, it is the way you recognize them. You begin seeing possibilities where your old self saw obstacles. You hear encouragement where you once expected rejection. The world has not suddenly become kinder. Your awareness has become more open. Awareness is one of the greatest forms of wealth. A person may stand in the middle of countless opportunities and never recognize a single one because they have already decided that life rarely works in their favor. Another person may begin with very little, yet continue discovering unexpected blessings because their heart quietly expects goodness. Expectation changes perception. Perception changes decisions. Decisions quietly shape destiny. Think about walking through a busy city street. Hundreds of people pass by every minute. Most remain strangers, Yet one simple conversation can change the direction of an entire life. A single introduction may become a lifelong friendship. One unexpected meeting may become the beginning of a successful business. One idea overheard in an ordinary moment may unlock years of abundance. Life has always hidden extraordinary possibilities inside ordinary moments. The question is never whether opportunities exist. The question is whether your heart has prepared itself to recognize them. When you fall asleep carrying peace instead of fear, you wake with different eyes, not different physical eyes, different inner vision. That quiet shift changes everything. You become less distracted by what is missing and more attentive to what is appearing. Gratitude sharpens your awareness in ways anxiety never can. Fear narrows your vision until you notice only problems. Peace expands your vision until you begin seeing possibilities that have quietly been waiting for your attention. There is something beautiful about becoming someone who no longer rushes through life. Imagine sitting beside a peaceful river at sunrise. The water flows effortlessly around every stone. It does not stop because something stands in its path. It simply finds another way forward. The river never mistakes a temporary obstacle for the end of its journey. Become like the river. When one opportunity closes, remain peaceful. When one plan changes, remain faithful. The direction may shift. The destination does not have to. Many people believe confidence means always knowing exactly what will happen next. Real confidence is much quieter. It simply knows that whatever happens can become part of something greater. This kind of trust removes enormous pressure from your heart. You stop believing that one mistake can ruin your future. You stop fearing delays. You stop measuring your worth by temporary outcomes. Instead, you begin living with the gentle understanding that life is constantly arranging circumstances beyond your present awareness. Imagine watching someone weaving a beautiful tapestry. If you could only see the back of the fabric, the threads might appear tangled and confusing. Colors overlap, loose ends seem unfinished. Nothing appears organized, but when the tapestry is turned around, every thread suddenly has meaning. The pattern was beautiful all along. Your life often feels confusing because you are standing behind the tapestry. Trust allows you to continue weaving until the picture becomes visible. There will still be evenings when your mind tries to return to familiar worries. It may remind you of past disappointments. It may whisper that nothing is changing. Smile gently when those thoughts appear. Do not argue with them. Do not become afraid of them. Simply remember that not every voice deserves your agreement. Imagine sitting beside a fireplace on a cold evening. Sparks occasionally rise into the air before disappearing into the darkness. You notice them, but you never chase them. Thoughts can be treated with the same gentle detachment. They come, they go. You remain peacefully aware without becoming attached to every passing idea. The thoughts that shape your future are not the ones that briefly appear. They are the ones you repeatedly welcome. Choose them carefully. Choose thoughts that strengthen your spirit. Choose assumptions that make your heart feel lighter. Choose expectations that allow hope to breathe. The remarkable thing is that certainty becomes easier with practice. At first, you may consciously remind yourself that life is unfolding beautifully. Later, that belief begins arising naturally. Eventually, it becomes your normal way of seeing the world. Just as a musician no longer thinks about every note after years of practice, your mind eventually learns to rest in expectation without effort. This is true freedom. Not freedom from responsibility, freedom from constant inner struggle. Soon you notice another beautiful change. You begin celebrating other people's success without comparing it to your own journey. Someone else's abundance no longer feels like evidence of your lack. Instead, it becomes another reminder that abundance is real. If life can bless one person, it can bless another. The sky never runs out of stars because one begins shining. The ocean never loses its fullness because one wave reaches the shore. There has always been enough. You simply needed to remember that you belong within that endless flow. As your relationship with abundance changes, your relationship with giving changes as well. Generosity no longer feels risky. You smile more freely. You encourage people more sincerely. You celebrate opportunities without fear that they will disappear. The more peaceful your heart becomes, the more naturally goodness flows through your life. This is because fear contracts, love expands, scarcity clings. abundance shares, and life quietly reflects whichever atmosphere you consistently create within yourself. Notice also how your body begins responding to this new way of living. Your breathing becomes deeper, your shoulders relax, your smile appears more often. You carry yourself with quiet dignity because you are no longer asking the world to decide your value. You have already decided. That decision changes your posture before it changes your circumstances. People begin responding differently because you are introducing yourself differently, even without speaking a single word. Presence has its own language, peace has its own influence, confidence has its own invitation. Perhaps this is why some people seem to open doors wherever they go. It is not always because they possess extraordinary talent. Often it is because they quietly expect life to welcome them. Their expectation creates a gentle openness that others naturally respond to. This is available to you as well, not someday. Now, tonight, as you prepare once again to rest, let your final feeling become one of grateful expectation. Let your last conversation be with the highest version of yourself. Let every breath remind you that unseen doors continue opening even while your eyes are closed. And as this nightly practice becomes a sacred rhythm of your life, you may begin discovering that the greatest changes are not only happening around you, they are awakening something timeless, peaceful, and immensely powerful within you that has always known exactly how to lead you toward the life meant for you. And now, before this quiet moment slips gently into the silence of your own heart, allow yourself to stop reaching. There is nowhere else you need to go. There is no one else you need to become. For just this moment, rest in the simple awareness that what you have been seeking has never been separated from you. It has always been waiting for your agreement. Close your eyes in your imagination for a moment. Feel the stillness. Notice how peaceful your heart becomes when it is no longer asking the world for permission to believe in itself. This peace is not weakness. It is power without struggle. It is confidence without noise. It is faith that has finally become natural. The greatest treasures in life rarely announce themselves. The sunrise does not compete with the night. The flower does not struggle to convince anyone of its beauty. The stars never question whether they belong in the sky. They simply become what they were created to be. You are invited to live the same way, not by forcing your life into existence, but by allowing your deepest truth to become stronger than your deepest fear. From this day forward, become deeply aware of the words you speak inside your own mind. They are never ordinary. Every inner sentence becomes a quiet promise to tomorrow. Every belief becomes an invisible architect. Every assumption becomes a direction your life gently follows. When you repeatedly say, "Life supports me," your heart begins walking differently. When you quietly believe, "There is always enough," your choices become wiser. When you lovingly accept, "I am worthy of abundance," your entire presence begins changing before a single circumstance does. The unseen always leads the seen. This has always been true. You are not creating your future with occasional moments of inspiration. You are creating it through the atmosphere you consistently carry within yourself. So let your atmosphere become one of gratitude. Let it become one of expectation. Let it become one of quiet certainty. Guard your inner world with tenderness. If someone handed you a priceless treasure, you would protect it with great care. Your imagination is far more valuable than any treasure the world could place in your hands, because every treasure first begins there. Every invention, every masterpiece, every loving relationship, every successful business, every act of courage, everything visible first lived quietly in the invisible. Treat your inner life with the same reverence. Feed it beautiful thoughts. Give it hopeful conversations. Surround it with noble expectations. Return to it often, especially when the world appears uncertain, for the world may change from day to day. But your inner home can remain filled with peace, and from that peaceful place, your outer life will slowly begin taking on the same character, one loving thought at a time, one grateful morning at a time, one peaceful evening at a time. Never underestimate these quiet moments. Mountains are shaped by countless gentle seasons. Rivers reach the ocean because they never stop flowing. A forest begins with a single seed accepted by the earth. Great lives are formed in much the same way, not through one dramatic decision, but through thousands of faithful moments when you choose love over fear, trust over doubt, abundance over scarcity, and possibility over limitation. If tomorrow presents a challenge, meet it with calmness. If tomorrow brings unexpected joy, receive it with humility. If tomorrow asks you to wait a little longer, wait with confidence rather than worry. For waiting with peace is very different from waiting with fear. One expects delay, the other expects arrival. Become someone who quietly expects arrival. Expect wisdom, expect provision, expect meaningful opportunities, expect beautiful relationships, expect financial increase, expect creative ideas, expect health, expect favor, not because life owes you anything, but because you have finally stopped believing that goodness belongs only to someone else. Tonight, as your head rests upon your pillow, let your final feeling be richer than any possession. Feel safe, feel guided, feel supported, feel deeply loved. Feel thankful for blessings already seen. Feel thankful for blessings already on their way. Let gratitude become the last language your heart speaks before sleep. For gratitude has a remarkable way of opening doors that effort alone can never unlock. And when morning gently awakens you, do not rise as someone searching for signs. Rise as someone who has become a sign. Walk into the day carrying peace that circumstances cannot steal. Smile with the confidence of someone who already knows life is unfolding beautifully. Speak with kindness because your words are planting tomorrow. Think with intention because your thoughts are shaping your future. Love generously because the heart that gives from abundance never truly lacks. Then, one ordinary day that seems no different from any other, you will quietly notice that the doors you once prayed would open are standing wide before you. The opportunity arrives, the unexpected phone call comes, the right person appears, the new beginning unfolds, the financial breakthrough finds its way into your life, the peace you longed for becomes your natural state, and in that sacred moment, you will understand something that no one could have fully explained to you. The miracle did not begin when the door opened. The miracle began on the quiet night when you chose to fall asleep with a different feeling. That peaceful feeling became a new belief. That belief became a new identity. That identity quietly became a new life. So let this become the truth you carry for the rest of your days. Never fall asleep believing you are forgotten. Never rest while rehearsing defeat. Never give your final thoughts to fear. Give them to hope. Give them to love. Give them to abundance. Give them to the highest vision of yourself. For the heart gently carries into sleep whatever it treasures most. And life has an extraordinary way of awakening what the heart has already embraced. Sleep tonight with peace, sleep with quiet expectation, sleep, knowing that unseen hands are already arranging what faithful hearts cannot yet see. And when the morning comes, rise gently, not as someone waiting for life to change, but as someone who already knows it has.